started in, I think, May. So we'll continue in 2016. It will be our our second full year of doing advanced ministry seminars, but our first full year of having one seminar every month starting in January.
I have rejected Islam and become an atheist in my mid-teenage years in the 1990s, found a copy of the Bible in 97, believed in 98, and it took me 12 years before I found somebody to baptize me in a bathtub in northern Iraq. I had some contacts with some Americans, ended up in the United States in the Amish country in 2011, went to a Bible school in Lubbock, Texas for 2 years, and here I am. 5 years ago, I used to hide my faith to stay alive, and now I share my faith to make a living. You will have to give the zakat, alms giving. And you will have to do the Hajj pilgrimage. Go to Saudi Arabia and do those rituals. Okay, am I saved now? No, not yet. By the way, the word salvation does not even exist in the Quran. You would be on your way to follow countless requirements and commandments and ordinances in the Islamic law, and you will never be agreed upon to be a saved Muslim. Ever. Woman has to dress in a certain way, men need to be circumcised, you will have to recite this when you drive your car or when you go to a certain place, and you will never, there's like countless requirements under the Sharia law, and because Islam does not answer the question, what must I do to be a faithful Muslim, you can be a Muslim in somebody's eye and an infidel in other person's eye. Why do I have to believe that? Tell me a good reason why should I reject that scripture penned by 40 inspired men of God in the 3 continents of the ancient world, in 3 different languages, and by the way, it is, and they are approved by Muhammad himself. Why should I reject this and accept the Quran written by one man in one part of the world within his own lifetime? There is no way you can believe in both the Bible and the Quran at the same time, because the theme message of the Bible is blasphemy to the Quran. Salvation by Jesus Christ alone and his work on the cross.
Yeah, I think use polemics as an apologetic. Like, for example, we were talking about the integrity of the Bible. You can polemically challenge it by saying, your Quran confirms the Bible, confirms its integrity. So either your Quran is wrong, because it denies Christ's sonship, or Muhammad was a schizophrenic. Right? You cannot go. You cannot. Yeah. But in this case, you'd be defending the integrity of the Bible by using the well said. I couldn't have said it better. That's a perfect illustration of how I think things should be used on a personal level. You're putting a stone in their shoe. You're going to make them think about and doubt some aspect of Islam that really is bad. Now, Muhammad himself was a polemicist, and he would go out to the district areas within the city of Mecca, and he would say, you pagan guys, you're foolish for believing in all these different pagan gods. They're made out of wood or silver, they can't do anything for you. Your forefathers who taught you this were misguided, they were in error. Your gods that you believe in are stupid. And he would be very offensive and critical in his comments about the pagan beliefs there in Mecca. Well, the Meccans naturally got offended. He was insulting their forefathers, so they outnumbered him. They were bigger and stronger and tougher. There's a whole lot more of them. They began to persecute the Muslims. So Muhammad's first 13 years were in Mecca, and he was persecuted. And eventually he ended up running for his life, and the Muslim community moved north. I'm simplifying everything, and that's known as the Hijrah. But they were going to kill Muhammad. In fact, they were coming to get him just as he got out of town. Otherwise, they would have killed Muhammad. He had offended the pagans so much. Now, these pagans were friends of his. Some were family members. He loved them. You know, they were his hometown boys. He grew up knowing them. So he had a love-hate relationship during his 13 years in Mecca. And the sirah, the biographical information says that Muhammad really longed for some peace to be built between him and his fellow clansmen who were now pagans and they opposed him, but he still wanted some type of reconciliation, some type of harmony. That's
So
what
versatility means being able to go head to head, I suppose, with Muslims that require that. And really doing good friendship evangelism or loving people when that's the basis of the relationship in the first place. Okay, so we ought to be able to, you know, when you have a toolbox, you have a lot of different kinds of tools in your toolbox. Now, you may have your favorite tool, right? Could be a big hammer, okay, or some other kind of you know, tool that hurts if you get hit with it, you know. But there's screwdrivers and there's tape measures and there's chalk lines and there's all different sorts of tools, right? And even if you have your favorite one, we really ought to be able to use them all and use them each at the right time and use them appropriately and use them effectively and usefully, I think. We should and can cultivate a network of local churches that all have some level of intentionality, right? We're saying every local church around here anyway, and in New Baltimore, should have a level of intentionality, right? And you can increase that and increase that, and then you can do all kinds of things within each local church to facilitate and grow those levels, and then the means and the tools within each local church. But then local churches should be connected, networked to each other,
Right.
which partly is happening here, I hope, I think. Or at least that's the part of the intent of this seminar series, is to draw people from various local churches and then equip you all so you can go back.